Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video will be my 2017 beauty favorites. 2017 has been a big year for makeup for me. I have found a lot of new favorites. I've changed up almost everything that I use except for a few things, and I've discovered some of my holy grail products this year. There's been a lot of good products, a lot of bad products, but today we're going to focus on the good. So first I'm going to start with complexion products. So very first of all, it is primer. This year I did discover my holy grail primer, and it is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. I got this in like May or June. I tried it just like, you know, just for something to try because I liked the packaging, the box that it came in. It's my top favorite primer I've ever used. It's really great if you have oily skin or huge pores. For me, it fills in my pores really well, better than everything else, but it doesn't dry it out. If you have drier skin, I probably wouldn't do this, but since I'm an oily mess, I love this. I also love that it moves up so that I don't lose any product along the way. I get everything that I need out of it, and it lasted me a really long time. Next, I'm going to start with foundations. I had two foundations that were my favorites this year. I had the Fenty foundation from Fenty Beauty, obviously. It's the Pro Filter foundation. This one came out in about September. It's a soft matte foundation. To me, I think it's an extremely matte foundation. If you have oily skin, it's really good. If you have dry skin, I would stay away. I'm in the shade 120, which is a little bit yellow for me, which is kind of why I stopped using it. It was a little bit too light, but it was also really yellow. But I did love the finish that it gave. It gave a good almost full coverage, medium to full coverage, very thin consistency, matte finish. I really liked it. Yeah, but I mean, my top favorite foundation is the Kat Von D Lock-It, which is the next one I'm talking about. This is a brand new bottle that I got for Christmas, but this has been a favorite for a few years of mine. I first started using it when I danced in Disney in 2015, I think. Because I wanted a foundation that would last really long and I wouldn't sweat off throughout the day, and this really held up. Now this is still my favorite. It's full coverage, really matte. A lot of people say it's cakey, but if you apply it with a damp beauty blender, I don't find it to be cakey at all. It also depends on how much you use and how you apply it. I love it. I don't think anything else looks as good as my skin. I don't think that it ever makes me look cakey, and it also just covers everything that I needed to cover with little amount of time. Next, we have my favorite of the year, most likely. It is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have gone through like 3 of these this year. I have a backup, I have this new one. I will never use any other concealer. I've tried other concealers and not liked them at all. My light turned off. This one I find doesn't crease as bad on me. It lasts for like 14 hours. It holds up well against oil. It's a great eyeshadow primer. I use it to clean out my brows. I use it for underneath the eyes. I use it for like everything. It's very full coverage and matte. So again, most things that I use are going to be matte because I have oily skin. However, my girlfriend has dry skin and she uses this and she likes it a lot. So I mean, it all depends on how dry you are and how you apply and all those things. But for me, I think that this is like a lifesaver, a game changer for me, honestly. For translucent powder, this entire year I've been using the RCMA No Color Powder. I first got this in January of this year, so I've been using it the entire year and I've been loving it the entire year. It's really affordable. It's like $12. Sorry, there's lip gloss on my teeth. It's like $12 for this giant jar, which lasts a really long time. I think I've gone through 2, or maybe this is my second one, I'm not sure. But that's not even a big deal because I go through powder really fast. I use powder every day. I bake underneath my eyes, I bake my contour. I use powder for everything to help blend shadows. I use my powders for like 99% of my things. So I mean, it lasts a really long time. I really do like the Laura Mercier as well. However, for the price point, I find that this one's significantly better. And I mean, I hate this packaging. We've covered this. I hate this packaging. But I just have mine in one of my travel size Laura Mercier powder things. So I just dump it in there and that's perfectly fine. But it does suck that they have that kind of packaging. Now for bronzer slash contour. I'm not a big contour person. I've realized I don't do a lot of ashy tones. I really just like to do more bronze because most of the times I'm wearing warm tone lips and eyes, so I feel like I just like to bronze it. I don't really contour my face so much. But my 2 favorites have been the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and the Benefit Hoola bronzer. These are both similar where they work really well for lighter skin tones, but you can wear it if you're medium. If you are deeper, I don't think this would be deep enough for you. They do make a deep version of the chocolate soleil. However, hoola, this is the darkest one of that. The hoola is a little bit more neutral toned, a little less warm, and the chocolate soleil is a lot warmer. I like both of them. I apply them with my Morphe contour brush, and I love them. Not much to be said. They're really good bronzers. The Too Faced smells really good. It's the only Too Faced product that I actually like is the bronzer. So yeah. For blushes, I have the same blushes as I had last year, so I'm not even going to talk very much about them, but it's Urban Decay Video and Tarte Exposed. These were my favorites last year, and they're still my favorites now. I use Video the most. It's a warm tone peach blush, and since I, again, wear so many warm tones, I wear it a lot. Exposed I wear when I do more pinky tone looks, so you know, when I do my very pink smoky eyes, I always use this as my blush because it has the pink tone, but it's not so pink that it's unwearable. Next we can go to highlight, and I have like 5 highlighting products here. First of all, this is really dirty, but it's my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit. I have used this so much. I use it for highlighters, I use it for shadow toppers, I use it for many different things. My favorite one, of course, is Pink Heart. I used to use this a lot for when I did a pink look. I would use it on my cheekbones mixed in with like my usual highlighter, so it wouldn't just be pink and kind of chalky. It would just be like a mixture of things just to add that pink glow so it all ties in together. They're amazing shadow toppers if you get them damp and put them on the lid. They're beautiful. Definitely a palette that I recommend everybody own because I find it to be so amazing. Next, I also have another Anastasia Glow Kit. This is more recent for me, and this is the Sugar Glow Kit. I got this one for my birthday, and I've been using it like crazy. Marshmallow is my favorite, and I love Starburst. That's also a pink one. The other two I like as well. Gumdrop is a little bit more pink and Butterscotch is more gold, and I do mix them all together. I never owned like an actual neutral glow kit until I bought that one, and I'm a huge fan. They look so nice. I mean, I use a lot of highlighter, so I'm surprised that I'm only hitting pan now, even though I've only had it for a couple of months. I really dig into my highlighters. I use a lot, as you can tell. So yeah, those are 2 of my favorite palettes. For individual highlighters, I tried the Mary Loumanizer from the Balm. I've hit pan on this one as well. I'm a huge fan of this. It's a goldy highlight, and I thought it would be too dark for me, but it's not. It works really well for my skin tone. I think also if you were darker than me, you could use it. If you were a little bit lighter than me, I don't know if you could because it might cast like an ashy cast on your skin because it'd be too dark. But if you are my skin tone, then it would totally work for you. Last of all, we can talk about my all-time favorite highlighter. I'm going to show you the old one before I show you the new one. So this is the Ofra Cosmetics X Nikkie highlight. So mine has been through it. As you can see, I have used everything out of the light one. I use these 2 as shadows often because they're really nice as like a lid shade. They're super foiled. So I got this far, but finally for Christmas I got the full size of the light one, which is Glazed Donut. And just look how pretty that is. If you're pale, like fair like me, this is going to be the best thing ever for you because it has a white base, but it has gold reflux, so it's not ashy. It's not going to look silver or gray. It just looks so nice, and you only need like 1 tap. The Ofra highlighters are amazing. If you are more of a medium skin tone, I would try the Rodeo Drive highlighter. It's more gold. It's stunning. I mean, just honestly check out Ofra's highlights because they're amazing. And finally, for setting spray, my favorite setting spray always is the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. This is the only setting spray I found that actually works for me, that actually makes my makeup stay on longer. Also, a little trick, make sure once you spray it, you fan yourself with like a palette or a piece of paper. It really pushes the setting spray into the skin and actually helps your skin last longer. And it will make it push into the powders and make them kind of melt together a little bit better. Next we have to talk about is eyes. So I have a lot of eye products here because I'm an eyeshadow person. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I really love eyeshadows. So my favorite eyeshadow discovery for this year, or one of them, my favorite palette I guess, would be the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. Mine is disgustingly dirty, but I love this palette with my whole existence. The formula is amazing. I can't even open this to show you because it's just so bad up. But the formula is amazing. Nothing like the other Morphe shadows. So creamy, so pigmented. Every single shade is consistent. The shimmer shades are amazing, like they're a dream. The matte shades, so creamy. It's ridiculous. And the price point was amazing for this. I have other Morphe palettes and none of them feel like this one. I will use this palette probably till the day I die because I love it that much. If you're looking or thinking about buying it, definitely buy it. Like, honestly, buy it because it's so good. Next, I have a palette that a lot of people didn't like this year, but I personally loved, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. This one came out and everyone lost their minds about it because they thought it was horrible and it didn't work. Well, I'm a huge fan. My favorite colors are Edge. I use this a lot when I do yellow looks to deepen. New Wave I use a lot as a transition shade. I use All Star when I do pink looks to deepen a little bit, if I want to stay in the family. I love Adorn with that bronzy shade. I love Roxy. I use Axis a lot for green looks. I just like all of them. I think that these are good additions to palettes. So I think if you have other palettes like the Modern Renaissance and things like that, and these are good shadows to pair up with those. For example, you can use Axis to deepen something from a blue palette, or you can use Adorn to deepen with All Star to deepen with Love Letter. You can use Adorn with the shades in the Modern Renaissance palette. I find that all the Anastasia palettes are kind of cohesive together, where they all have shades that would mix together. I think that's kind of how they get you to buy them all, because like I have the 3 of them, the Prism, the Modern Renaissance, and the Subculture, and all of them have shades that coordinate with each other within them, and I find they work really well together. These are super pigmented, but if you know how to use eyeshadow, then you should be fine. If you're a beginner, then maybe stay away from this palette, just because you really have to make sure you take the littlest amount and then blend it out. Like, don't go in with a lot or you're never going to get it blended. But I love it. Next, we have a palette that I've loved the entirety of the year, and is the Venus 2 palette from Lime Crime. I also love the one that was in last year's favorites, but I'm not going to include it again because everyone already knows I love it. This palette has the perfect like dirty tones that I love. This mustard shade I use again for yellow looks a lot. I love Jam and Mud and Filter. I love all the shades. The Lime Crime shadows are amazing. I wish they would come out with more palettes with these same shadows, because I love the formula of their shadows. Next, we have 2 bright palettes. We have the old but the amazing Urban Decay Electric palette. I use this palette like at least 3 times a week. I've used the silver a lot, but for me, I love the pink and the bright green and the orange and the blues. Like, they are some of the best shadows ever. This actually isn't available for purchase anymore, unfortunately, but you might be able to find it on like Amazon or something. But it's seriously the best bright palette I've ever used in my life. I'm obsessed. I wish they would bring it back so I could buy a new one, because mine is so old, but I'm not throwing it out. Like, it's just so good. Next is a newer favorite for a bright palette, but it is the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. I've never was a big Huda Beauty type person, but I'm obsessed with this palette. Mine's a little bit better. But I love every single color in this. I use every single color. I did a look yesterday that used the blue, the purple, the pinks, like all of the colors mixed together. And the formula is amazing. I didn't like the Rose Gold palette, which was the one that she came out with last year, but I am obsessed with this one. And I also really love, since we're talking about Huda, the Desert Dusk palette. I wasn't planning on buying this. I had zero interest in it. I was like, wow, just another palette that is trying to be Modern Renaissance. But I swatched the red, and the red was so beautiful that I literally had to buy it. And I've used it. I've used it like at least one shadow from that palette in every look I've done since I've bought it. It's $85, so it is pricey, but if you're looking to have a good palette that has like a mixture of warm tones and colors and different formulas and feelings, because it has like those glitters and those sheers pigments, and then they have like the opaque metallic ones, and then you have your mattes. I feel like that's a really good investment for somebody who already has so many palettes and you just want to try something that has a little mix up of something different. That one is really, really nice. Next, we have the Melt Stacks. So this is my big stack of Melt shadows. This year I've loved all of the stacks, but more specifically the Rust stack and the Haze stack. Mine have been used so much that I'm not even going to show you because they look disgusting, but like today I have this gold from the Haze stack on my lid, and they're amazing. Like, pure pigment. Like, I've never felt a shadow like it in my life. As for the Rust stack, I use Antique from the Rust stack basically every single day for my transition shade. I'm wearing it today as my transition shade. I use Rubbish, which is the mustard, in my yellow looks as the deepest mustard to kind of bring some dimension to the yellow, and I love it. If you've never tried a melt stack before, you need to try them because they're seriously the best. Everything from Melt is amazing. The company is really great. They have good ethics. They donate back to charities. It's ran by Laura and Dana, who are best friends. Laura was Rihanna's makeup artist. And I mean, their shadows, I would pay like $70 for one shadow, honestly, because that's how good the quality is. Next, I just have 2 single shadows from Sugarpill. I have Love Plus, which is very used, of course, because I love red shadows. I'm wearing it now. I'll probably be wearing it like every day for the rest of my life. I love this shadow. And then I have Buttercupcake, which is one of the only true yellows I've ever found that actually shows up 100% yellow and is pigmented, not chalky, that stays in the eyes. It's literally like the best yellow ever. Definitely worth the investment. I love it. I need to get every single Sugarpill shadow. I want all of them. I love Sugarpill as well. Melt and Sugarpill are 2 of some of my top companies that I love buying from because they have great integrity. They do cool colors. They don't do all the same neutral bullshit that everybody else does, which I love because I don't like neutrals. I don't like everybody doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like this beauty industry lacks creativity lately, so I love the indie brands that are actually doing things that are different and not just sticking to the status quo, which I think is really cool. Next, I have the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners. I've loved the silver one for years, but this year in particular, I really loved Midnight Cowboy and Grind. Grind is, I'll swatch this one because I love it so much. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to see it because the lighting right now is atrocious because it's snowing, but I'm going to try. So Grind basically has a pink base, but then it has like confetti or funfetti colored glitters. So we have like blues, greens, purples, pinks, silvers all mixed in together. And then Midnight Cowboy is just like a gold shimmer. These are amazing if you want to do glitter, but you don't want to go with the whole glitter primer. Then you have to stick the glitter on. Then you have to worry about the glitter falling over your face. But this, you just take the brush, you brush it on, and it stays all day. It doesn't transfer, it doesn't fall. They're amazing. Last eye product, mascara, Benefit They're Real. That's what I've been using for years. It never changed. I am not including any eyeliners this year because I don't wear eyeliner ever. Like literally ever. I hate eyeliner, so I'm not even going to include it. So that's all of our eye products. Now for lips, we have a bunch of stuff. Not that much though, because I'm more of an eyeshadow person than I am a lip person. So we're going to start with my favorite discovery of this year, which is the Fenty Uncensored lip paint, the Stunna lip paint. I only got this like last month. No, it's like a couple weeks ago, but this is my favorite red lipstick ever for like a deeper, more like true red. I have a different one that's more of an orange red, but this one for a true red is amazing. The formula is like a satin matte. It doesn't dry fully matte, but it isn't transfer proof, but when it transfers, it doesn't like all of it come off and then you have nothing left on your lips. It just kind of like, it fades beautifully and the reapplication is easy. I love the applicator on it. It's perfect for the formula since it's so thin and pigmented. You only pick up a little bit on this brush, which is all you really need. I never find myself having to double dip when I'm applying with this. I never have any issues with it not being pigmented or being patchy or getting cakey or crumbly. For me, I think it's like the best red lipstick ever. And I literally just like, I love it. If you haven't bought it, you definitely need to buy it because it's amazing. Next for another red lip is the MAC what is it? Oh, Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in Fashion Legacy. I got this one this summer and I wore it a lot. This is the lipstick that kind of got me into loving red lipstick. It's more of an orangey tone red, so it's really nice in summertime when you have a slight tan, as tan as I can get. It looks really good with like golds and coppers and warm tones. It's a lot lighter than the Fenty and it has more of an orange tone. So I mean, from between this one and the Fenty, these are the only red lipsticks I have used, and I really love them. They really made me just want to try more red lipsticks because I love them so much. Next, which one should I grab? We'll start with some Dose of Colors stuff. So Desi and Katie did their Dose of Colors collab earlier this year. And I personally bought the Over the Top Gloss, which is it's a clear gloss with gold shimmer, which is actually what I'm wearing right now. It smells like cupcakes. It's so nice. You don't feel the glitter on the lips. The packaging is stunning. It's literally amazing. I love everything that Dose of Colors also has. Another one of my favorite brands. And I also have their liquid lipstick in the shade Sauvage, which is, this is the packaging, which is like nude with rose gold. I'm not going to swatch it because it's so deep, but it's like a dark, like ox blood. It's not purple, it's not red, it's kind of a mix of everything, and it's super deep. Sometimes deep colors can be super patchy and you have to reapply like 100 times over, and then it gets cakey and then they fall off and crumble and get in your teeth, and it's just a whole thing. This one is pigmented at first swipe. It's also very comfortable. The Dose of Colors liquid lipstick formula is very comfortable. I love the applicator. I love the wear. I'm comfortable wearing that for like 12 hours and I don't care. It's so comfy. I think Desi and Katie's collab was one of the best things Dose of Colors has launched. It was amazing. I wish I had gotten the other lipsticks because they looked so pretty. Also, since we're talking about Dose of Colors, I have their liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle, which I've been also loving this year. I don't know how to explain this color. It's like peachy but pinky. It's nude. It depends on what you wear it with. You can kind of tie it back. Like, so I could wear that with a pink look and it looks more pink. But I could wear it with a look like this and it turns more peach. It kind of molds to whatever look you're wearing, which I think is really cool. Next, I will do the Ciate Liquid Velvet Lipstick in the shade Oh Honey. I got this summer and it was my top lipstick that I used all summer. It has a really cool triangular tip applicator that's flat, so it makes it really easy to line across the bottom of your lips and also get a very defined Cupid's bow. The formula of this one is very similar to the So my camera just clued out for a second there, but I was saying the ColourPop gloss and Fairy Floss. I'm wearing this today as well. I have this gloss and then I have the over top of the gloss. Literally my go-to nude lip if you want to do a nude lip. I can't do nude matte lips. I don't like the way they look on me. I find they just feel gross and look gross, but I love a glossy nude lip. So these ones are amazing, and it's also pretty affordable for a nude lip, so I would totally check these out. Also from ColourPop, I have the Aquarius Liquid Satin Lipstick. I love their Ultra Satin lips. They're super comfortable, but they last really well. Reapplication is super nice. They don't get weird and crumbly either. I'm a huge fan of the formula, and Aquarius is my favorite color. That was a collab with Kathleen Lights. It's like a nudie peach color, which I love, of course. I love nudie peaches. So yeah, that one's really nice as well. Next, we have my favorite dark burgundy, which is Ofra Cosmetics Havana Nights. This was also a collaboration with Kathleen Lights, funny enough. The formula from Ofra is very similar to the other ones I've talked about, where it's moussey, very pigmented, but when you reapply they don't get crumbly or gross. It's very comfortable on the lips. The applicator on that one's great if you have smaller lips because it's really easy to get a very precise line. I love that. It's just my favorite. It smells amazing, feels amazing. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Lastly, we have my favorite lift when I'm wearing a pink eyeshadow look, and it's not Urban Decay, Kat Von D Sanctuary. So this is like a dark brown that has like gray, pinky, purple undertones. It's hard to explain. I've never used anything like it, but it complements a pink look so nice. It adds like a grunge feel, and it just, I don't know, it just looks good with pink looks. It's one of my favorites as well. And I just realized actually that I forgot to mention another eye favorite, which was the Milk Makeup Eye Pigment. What's the shade of this? Hotel Lobby. It's a light gold. This pigment, basically you apply it, it's wet and it's moussey, and then it dries down and it doesn't budge. It doesn't transfer. If you have hooded eyes, it won't transfer. If you have oily eyes, it's not going to transfer. It stays until you take it off. It's amazing. Another thing that I love is these pigments. Definitely check these out. And I think that's all my favorites for 2017. It seems like I had more than I thought I did because I've been talking for about 30 minutes now. But also, if I seem really like weird or off, it's because I've never filmed in about 4 months, so I feel weird in front of the camera. I don't really know how to like act. But I hope you guys had a great 2017. I want you guys to comment down below your favorite 2017 favorites so I can check those out as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. And let me know if you want me to keep making videos again, because I'd like to do that. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a great day.